we have like maybe when Bryson Tiller was when Trap Soul came out, I could see that happening. That would be fire as fuck, like him and who was it? Nah, him and Black were really big.
Black, bro, when he came out with Problems, and then he dropped the Free Black album. Every song on that album,
no skips. And then the Deluxe came out. Oh my, bro, Free Black.
He got this song called Worst Luck. You heard that?
Nigga, that was, bro. Trap Soul, Free Black, For Your Eyes Only. Trying to think what else. Those were like on repeat that whole junior senior year for me, dog. Cause like I don't know. And then I remember 21 Pilots was real big, Stressed Out. That song was fucking everywhere, dog. Yeah. It was fucking everywhere. But nah, man, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting older and I'm like, man, I just missed the music when I was younger. But like, I be trying to listen to new shit now. It's like it really don't be hitting the same anymore. And maybe I don't know. I really don't know anymore.
I guess like now, like when you actively looking for music, it's hard to find it, you know?
Because they would just hit you back in the day. Like the radio was still a big thing, so like a song.
And plus, like we not like moving in groups anymore for real. So like you have one friend that'll have like a fire playlist,
and they put you on to some shit. Oh my fuck, that was it.
Low key. You probably wouldn't even tell when that shit was fire. You just Shazam that bitch.
Yeah, bro. But that was so crucial because like the aux cord was such a big thing. If you didn't have a good aux.
I had this one friend, he never let anybody play music in his car except him, bro. And he used to play like, he used to always play The Weeknd. Like, this was back when, was
that Starboy? No, that was
with Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh, bro, oh my fucking God, bro.
Freaky shit.
They had screens to tell you what was on the dash. You just had like the play and it never told you the song.
No.
So like you said, the
Or Nah was a crazy, bro. Oh my, bro. What did Ty Dolla $ign? He said, I'll wrap that pussy up for later. I was like, I'm in high school and I was like, what the fuck? That's fire. But like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
he said put it in saran wrap.
Yeah, bro. Like, leave for Slater, bro. Man, dude. Dude.
I'll be seeing videos about the, what was that Lil Young Money? When he came out with Bedrock.
I was in 5th grade when that came. I remember watching, remember 106 & Park?
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching 106 & Park with Bow Wow, and that music video came on, and I had no idea. I was listening to rap back then, and that came on, and I went to iTunes that same night and bought that shit.
What were you listening to?
But my parents wasn't listening to rap, so it was more like R&B. So like Michael Jackson was big, Alicia Keys. I had maybe 3 or 4 rap songs. I had Gangster Love by Snoop Dogg. I had Baby by Me by 50 Cent. Heartless, and then Dan Night. Those like the 4 songs.
Okay.
Yeah, because like this is
that's a good intro to rap.
Yeah, because I remember like I was talking to Chris about something like YouTube. I've been listening to YouTube damn near every day since I was 8. So like going on to YouTube and watching the Heartless music video and then watching Day and Night, because I heard Day and Night on NBA Live 06.
Bro, NBA Live, bro. Hey, don't get me started on NBA Live. NBA Live
was better than 2K before. No, you know when it switched? 2K10.
2K10 with Tony Parker on the cover, right?
No, 2K10 had Kobe on it.
Okay, 2K9 was Tony Parker.
I don't remember. Yeah, because Kobe was 10. But then 10, I felt like 2K took it because they had My Player. And then Live didn't have that shit. Yeah. They had franchise mode, and they had a My Player mode, but it wasn't in depth like My Player. Like, you couldn't go through the draft combine, and if you didn't make it, you went to the G League.
You remember the old Maddens where they had My Player?
Yeah.
They had the, like, radio show. You could pick different places to live.
Yes, and I remember in Madden, you can be any position. Mm-hmm. You could be a fucking left guard, and you would still get points for that shit. Now it's like, you have to be a quarterback, wide receiver, running back. Maybe I want to play as a center. And then
those like the least fun. You're like, all right.
Nah.
Pass protection. Like, oh, what's this? That's kind of boring, man. But I get it.
The cool thing was you could actually hold people. You could hold them.
Oh, yeah.
And they would maybe call a penalty or they might not call a penalty.
Okay.
And you could pancake block. So you got really strong, you just run motherfuckers over. And then go to the next level, run somebody else over.
I used to always do, my bad.
No,
I used to always do running back.
Yeah.
Quarterback, this was back when you start playing, your running back kind of shitty. So you don't get touches.
No, at all.
Quarterback always passing the ball, so I just run downfield and just like pancake whoever I could.
Bro, you get points for that shit. Dude, that was, man, dude. Madden nowadays is like, it's cool, but it's like, bro, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. I really don't know anymore, dude. Maybe because I'm getting older, I'm like, oh, it's not like I used to be. But I remember Madden 06 or 07. It was Sean Alexander, I think, was on the cover of that shit, bro. Dude, that probably was my favorite Madden. I made a safety. and I turned off penalties for like offsides. So it'll put up a wall.
Yeah.
So I would just run, right? I would just run, and then when the play would hit, I would just go and sack the quarterback. I remember I was playing the Colts, and I hit Peyton. Peyton Manning was not looking at me, and he had a pass, and I fucking destroyed this nigga, bro. The ball flipped up in the air. I took it back for a touchdown. I'm like, I'm the greatest safety of all time.
How many sacks you have in there?
Bro, I'm probably like 15, 20 a game, bro. Because it's like, it's cheating, but like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, whatever, like 8 or 9. I don't care. I'm going to do this shit. But nah, that was, bro, so much fun. So much fun. All right, let's get into the podcast, y'all. What's up, y'all? My name is Chris Taylor. We're back with another episode of Illconversations. Today, we got John Carlos. John Carlos, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Happy to be here.
Oh, don't let me hang me. Don't let me hang me. You good, bro. You good. We had a little conversation about video games, old music and shit like that, reminiscing and stuff. We're not even like in our 30s yet, but we're like, man, back in the day. But I don't know, I feel like shit be hit different. I don't know. But we here with another little conversation, y'all. Talking about some music with John Carlos. I wanted to start the conversation with how we first met. You remember how we first met?
We met for the first time at Super Local 4.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my
yes, sir.
birthday.
Yeah. So
I met you on my birthday, man.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Hell yeah.
It was crazy. It was I remember pulling up the Super Local. I was like the first one there because we were like check-in was like 6, and I was like, I'll be there at 6. And everyone showed up like 25, 30 minutes later, like on some rapper shit. But me and John chopped it up for a little bit, but I wasn't drinking or smoking. You offered me a drink, I was like, I ain't drinking, I ain't smoking right now. But then we chopped up a little bit, went on our ways and shit like that. And then I had my set. We talked a little bit, and you talked to my roommate Clay, and then Clay was telling me about the live show, and then you asked me on the live show, which I had mad respect for that, because like niggas gonna be asking us to be doing that shit. They're like, oh, whatever, you got a live show, I ain't gonna really pull up or whatever. But you asked, and I was like, fuck, let's put them on the lineup. And then you pulled it to the show before I went on tour. Worst show we threw at the crib. That was, oh my god, speakers were blowing, hot as fuck outside too. But John still brought the energy. I remember there was one moment. It's happened twice. At the Super Local, your mic got knocked away from you, but you kept vibing. And I was like, fuck with this dude. The same thing happened at the live show. You kept vibing. But then you came back in October, and that show was way better. You killed it. But we've been cool since then, dog.
Yeah, bro.
So, yeah, I just want to reminisce real quick. So, how you doing today, dog?
Doing pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Pretty good, man.
Hell yeah. All right, I got some questions for you, dude. Nothing too crazy. You know how the podcast flow. We be flowing and shit like that. So, what new music are you currently working on right now?
I'm working on a few new projects. I got a couple with my boy Jalen, TN1 Phantom.
Hell yeah.
A few with Courage. Working on a great album with you. Great
Yes,
album. Great day to listen to rap music.
Yes,
man.
sir. It's like halfway done. That classic tape right there.
Yeah, so I can't wait for that to come out. And also some independent stuff. Trying to drop an album, 2 of them this year. First one's going to be called The Dope Show.
The Dope Show?
The Dope Show, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of energy in this one. It's going to be more, how would I say it, like a little bit more hype.
Okay.
Compared to like what I'm doing with the other one.
Yeah.
The other one's going to be called Let Me Know When You Get This. It's going to be more intrinsic and self-reflective.
Okay. So which project came about first?
Let Me Know When You Get This.
Okay. And then what was the inspiration behind that one?
Man, the inspiration behind that one was from a lot of pain, bro. I lost a lot of people over the past 3 years.
Yeah.
That I really care about. And like, I want to make something for them because, you know, I just really want them to hear it.
Yeah.
Even though they're not here, you know, they still live in us. So like, I want to put them on paper too.
Yeah, facts.
I lost my grandma, and I wrote this song called Walkman, dedicated to her. And I was like, bro, this is a great, really great song. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. But I was like, I'm going to continue this energy.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's the best way you can like, always honor someone that's no longer here. Like, they're not here, but they're always going to live in our hearts. And it's also that energy that they brought to you. If you can also recreate that in the world, I think that's the best way to honor them. And also, too, like, the thing about music is, like, that's always going to live on for as long as people are going to be around. Because I always say this, like, music that came out in the 70s or 80s, we can still feel that shit from 40, 50 years ago, and it still hits.
Yeah.
So the music that you're making now, when you have kids, you can be like, hey, this was about your great-grandma, and this is what she was about, and this song can kind of reflect who she was as a person, or just, like
paint
honor
the
her.
picture for them.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one of the dope things about music is, like, no matter what happens, if it's really good music, it can stand the test of time, and people are going to be able to feel that shit 30, 40 years from now, which is always really cool.
Yeah, what's one song for you that still sticks with you that you heard a long time ago? That's probably like an old song, but
dude, so I have all my grandma's vinyl. So I got her 45, and then I have like all of them, dude. So I have the first Run DMC album. that doesn't really stick with me, but I just like having like points on. Because it's like, you know how they had the rhyme schemes back in the day? They're just like,
Went to the store to get me a soda.
yeah. Like literally, type shit like that, right? But the one that sticks with me is Let's Stay Together, Al Green, because that's like, that album is phenomenal, and then Let's Stay Together is just a great song. But that's like definitely one of the things that sticks with me, because even then, like when you put a vinyl on, it has that vinyl quality, and like when you make music long enough, you can hear the quality of music shift throughout time. It's just one of those things you pick up as a musician or artist, whatever you do in music. But that's definitely what sticks with me for sure.
I like the distortion on the vinyl record.
Yeah, that crackle.
When you put it on.
Yeah, dude. Yes. Oh my gosh, dude.
Awesome.
That's like, all right. I know I'm about to get into some heat. Now you said the other one was called The Dope Show, or yeah. Now, what was the inspiration behind that one?
That one, I like to have fun with music
Yeah.
as well as put pain on paper.
Yeah.
So like this one, like I feel like I'm at my best when I'm not worried about anything. you know?
Yeah.
But I also feel like I'm at my best when I have a purpose for it.
Yeah, no facts.
And like the songs I'm making on The Dope Show don't necessarily have like a lot of heart in mind.
Yeah.
But like I just like having fun with it.
Yeah.
So it's exciting to see how that's gonna play out.
Yeah. There's a documentary called Big Fun in the Big Town. It was from this dude from Europe, and he came to New York when the rap music first began. And it has like Young LL Cool J, like KSR1, all that stuff. And it's funny to see how all these rappers are talking about what hip hop means to them. And for the longest time, I was like, man, hip hop should be this. But then when you really get into it, it's like hip hop can be this really broad spectrum of a lot of different sounds, a lot of different emotions and shit like that. So like, it doesn't always have to be one thing. And it's really cool to see the versatility from your energy from like the one project to another one, because you're putting the energy into one place and then just doing be different energy somewhere else. That's really cool, man.
Yeah, music is an art, bro.
Yeah.
So no matter what you feel, and you put it on paper and
Yeah.
you just create something beautiful.
Yeah, every time.
And the thing about let me know when you get this is that shit is hard to write about.
Yeah.
So it's literally taken me since my grandma died close to 2 years ago
yeah.
to now to even like have like 5 songs.
Yeah, it's dude, that's the thing about it though. Like when you really tap into that shit, I feel on that because I was talking to Clay about this. I was like, the thing about music that is really good is like when you get vulnerable in music, people don't know how to say that shit, or better yet, they feel that emotion. They just don't know how to communicate that emotion.
Yeah.
But if you put that onto a song, then they can relate to it because you're kind of speaking for them. So that's really dope, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, I want to use the lyrics to paint a picture.
Yeah.
And like use my voice to reflect how I'm feeling about it.
Yeah,
you know? Like it's easy just to say how you're feeling, I guess, but it's harder to
Describe it.
Yeah. And that's what I want to do with it, just describe what I'm going through, how I'm fighting through it.
Yeah,
and
type shit.
overcoming it.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. It takes for one, I think it takes maturity as an artist, because when you first started making music, you probably weren't being vulnerable, or you just weren't tapping into certain feelings and stuff like that.
I was too worried about
how people will look at you.
bro. Oh, this nigga's soft.
Yeah, but that's how you build real fans, though, in my opinion. When you're able to show that layer of human, like your humanity and your vulnerability. Because like Childish Gambino is one of my favorite artists, and I remember listening to Camp the first time, and I was like, dog, like he's going through what I'm going through right now. I just don't know how to describe this shit, nor do I want to tell people about it. But he's actually described what I'm going through, and that's what made me a lifelong fan for him. And even then, like, I still love his music. So now,
You know how crazy it is to find an artist that's speaking to you?
It's tough.
Because you gotta be in the right position, the right moment in your life
Yeah.
for the lyrics and like the message to hit you like that.
Because if you're not there, it's gonna go over your head. And like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. I remember my favorite is Chance the Rapper. Dude.
Yeah.
All time. Can't nobody tell me he trash, bro. His pen is still there for anybody wondering, bro. His pen is still there. He's just talking about different shit right now. He grew up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like 10 Day rapping about high school. I'm in high school, bro.
Yeah, getting suspended and shit.
Yeah, prom night.
No, prom night. Oh my fucking gosh, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. That is such phenomenal. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Great.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, that him and Big Mensa on Family. What's it called?
Family Matters, I think.
No.
What's
the family or something? I can't remember.
Someone in the comments probably don't know what it is, but y'all know what we're talking about.
Yeah, man. It's just like I wish Chicago rap would have stuck to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Chicago rap is dude. Chicago and Atlanta are the two cities to me that are like they have so many different artists and so many different sounds. Because you gotta think about it, right? When Chance is coming out, Chief Keef was also like in his fucking prime, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like
dropping banger after banger.
dog, but then that was the Chicago drill. But then you got Kanye that came out of Chicago, made some different stuff. Then you have Common that came out of Chicago. You have all these different artists that came from there, but they're able to make these unique sounds, but also bring it back to a very unique city, which is really cool.
Yeah, bro. All those sounds and cultures culminating into one place.
Yep.
Just get everything all in one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So would you say that Chance the Rapper is like a big musical influence for you?
Absolutely, man. And one thing I respected most about him, he was honest.
Yeah.
Honest, bro.
Yeah.
Just like real about everything he was going through, putting it on wax.
Yeah, that's why I like acid rap too. Because if you listen to Pusha Man, he's talking about this like the violence in Chicago. Because when I first heard it, I just like the sound of it. And then when I got older, I'm like, oh, he's talking about when it's summertime, people are dying and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. He had that split in there between Pusha Man and Paranoia.
Yeah.
That's
I be riding around with my gun up, bro. That
man.
fire. And then he went right into Cocoa Butter Kisses. Like,
bro, that shit was
like, dude, I'll be trying. Like, you had to be there when that shit came out the first time because there was no other. You can maybe say Wayne was the closest comparison just because of their voice and their vocal inflection.
You know they
But-
did a song together?
Yeah, it was on the dedication 4 or 5.
4, yeah.
Yeah, but I remember back then because I was searching for any Chance the Rapper interview to find any new song, anything with Chance the Rapper, and then that came out and I was like, I got to get on this, and that song was fire as fuck. The dedication series is great.
He said,
too.
you look like Kool-Aid in a wine glass.
Oh, bro! Oh my god! Oh my god, bro! Yes.
He started off like that. And Wayne was just spitting, bro. It was just like that dynamic where it just switched to Wayne and Wayne matched the energy too, bro.
Yeah.
It was.
It's such an art when you have two artists that can match each other's energy because you have to. For one, Wayne let Chance on the song, so Wayne is letting Chance into his world. It's not like Wayne's going into his world. There's a lot of artists. I'm not going to name any. There's artists that try to get on the newer wave and then try to enter the new artist's wave. When realistically, you've built this world for the last 10, 15 years. Let that new artist step into your world and show their creativity because you've been doing this for X amount of years. Let them just show you what they can do in your world.
Yeah,
So
well put, man. Well
Yeah.
put. Because you never know. Like for me, I was big into Wayne.
yeah.
And then I heard Chance. And that opened the door for me to go check out Chance. And I heard the best fucking album, bro.
Bro, that mixtape, bro. Dude, Acid Rap is literally one of the best mixtapes of all time.
Yeah.
I can't do like it's so good.
He had those albums out for like a few months before I actually got to him. So like, I don't know if, well, everybody's probably related to this, but like finding a show on Netflix that you can binge watch and it's already 6 seasons in, bro.
Love that
You
shit.
can just go through the whole discography, the whole episode by episode type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That's the best, man.
I found Chance when I think he dropped Acid Rap maybe 3 weeks after I found him because he had a favorite song with Childish Gambino.
Yeah,
And Childish also had this mixtape called Royalty with Chance on it. That's also found out Nipsey Hussle too because they had this song called Black Faces. So I found out about Chance. I'm like, bro, who is this guy? So then I scoured the internet, and I don't know if you remember this EP that Chance had. It's called Back to School Pack or something like that.
Yeah.
There's 4 songs, and there's a song called The Kickback. Oh my fucking gosh! I was like, what is this shit right here, dog? This shit is fire as fuck. But yeah, just when you like you said, finding an artist that already has a bunch of music out is dope. I remember on some anime shit. I remember when Dragon Ball Super came out, and I was watching that week by week by week.
Bro,
It's tough.
yeah.
It's tough.
hard.
But when the new episode comes out, you're gonna watch it. That's how it was for Chance. I remember Perfect Thotty came out, and that was like a little snippet, and it had J. Cole on it, and I was like, I didn't know who J. Cole was at the time, and I was like, yo, where's this song at? And it still hasn't come out to this day. I finally found the whole song on YouTube. Fire ass song. I wish the song came out, but yeah, dude, it was Chance. Like first finding Chance was like great. I really hate that the Big Day really hurt him in the long run because
I think it's a great album.
really,
Yeah.
I got to go back and listen to it. I like the song with him and Meg Thee Stallion. That song's really good.
Handsome.
Other than that, that's like one of the only Meg verses I really like, honestly.
I think that one was Nicki Minaj. Handsome.
No, it was Meg. It was
Okay.
Meg. It was. I don't listen to Meg like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it definitely was Meg. Yeah.
I don't listen to Meg like that.
Bro, female rap is carrying the game right now a little bit, bro.
Because there's so many. Because like it's like back in the day, you only had like 2 or 3 that were really hot.
Yeah.
Like coming up, we only had Nicki, and then like Rhapsody was there, but Rhapsody was like a conscious rapper, and she wasn't getting the spotlight like that.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh my bro! When you
man.
get a chance, go listen to Rhapsody. She has a song called "Roller Coaster Love." I think it's Lala's Child. Great album. She's like, you know how Doechii is right now?
Mm-hmm.
She's basically Doechii back. Not basically Doechii, but like in the same category, I would say. Like she's actually making music. It's not talking about like pussy rap. Basically, that's what I call it.
Like Lauryn Hill type.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
like,
shit,
yeah, bro. Rhapsody can rap her ass off.
I'm sorry, I'm not even hip to that.
Bro, yeah, when you get a chance, go listen to Lala's, bro. Like that album is phenomenal. But yeah, also too, that's how I found out about SZA from Chance the Rapper, because they had a song together back in the day, and I was like, who the fuck is this chick? And then SZA didn't have a lot of projects out back then, and she finally came out with what was the one that came out 2017? I was messing with this chick, and she like playing that song called The Weeknd, and I was so dumb.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was a nigga on The Weeknd. I was like, oh, I'm a main dude. I didn't know. Yeah, nigga, dog. And I'm over here, she's singing.
She was like, wait a minute.
Nigga, I'm bro, John, I promise you, I'm whipping, right? I'm
together.
it didn't hit. I was 18. It didn't hit till I was 22. And I was
Ain't that crazy how that perspective just hits you randomly?
I was listening to this song and I was like, on The Weeknd. Oh, and you just like some shit click. I was like, oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, SZA's a great artist too.
SZA's dope, bro.
But back to Chance. That's what we got to did. Chance, like I remember when Coloring Book came out and that hype around that album, dude. And then I saw him the day before I graduated. And that probably is the best concert I've ever seen in my fucking life, dude. Like, from stage performance, from just the songs, just like... And I got there at 3.5 hours early. Bro, I was in the middle of the, like, general admission still. Mm-hmm. Like, that shit was packed as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
And I think the big day just really hurt him because a lot of people weren't really fucking with it. But I think the big thing is, like you said, he grew up.
Yeah.
And we wanted that. That's why, at the time, I was like, Coloring Book wasn't, like, my favorite project because I wanted acid rap Chance.
Yeah.
But as I get older... Being an artist, now I'm like, I'm not the same Chris I was when I was 21 or 20. I can't really rap about the same I can't rap about the same shit, but like my perspective has changed. So I can't tap into that energy, but it's not going to be as authentic as when I was 21 or 22.
Man. That's the thing, like, people say rappers fall off all the time.
And they get older.
Yeah, they just get older, their music style changes. So like the idea that you have for that artist when you first heard them, oh, this shit's fire. They take like 2 or 3 years off.
Yeah.
It's a whole different message.
They live life, dog.
Yeah.
That's I think the biggest thing I learned was from Andre 3000 when he dropped that new like I was like, because the very first song was like I really wanted to make a rap album, but I couldn't. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense though, because like he's 45, 50, like
it's crazy to think about how old he is, bro.
Yeah.
And like, dude, I found out like a couple years ago that him and Erykah Badu was a thing.
Yeah, the kid, 7.
Yeah. Like, I had no idea. When I found out, I was like, that makes so much sense.
When you get a chance, dude, look how he started changing dressing and shit. Because when he got with Erykah, he wasn't dressing all weird. He got with Erykah, not I want to say weird, but his style changed up dramatically. Mm-hmm. Dramatically. A deep cut. Do you remember Class of 3000 on Cartoon Network?
Class of 3000.
Dog, he had a show on Cartoon Network. He was a music teacher.
No.
That was one of the greatest Cartoon Network shows of all time. It came out around the same time as Teen Titans, and like Toonami was coming on at like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Damn.
Dog, it was it got only like 1 or 2 seasons, but basically his name was Sonny, and he went away for a little bit for some music. They went away for a little bit. He was a famous musician. He came back to Atlanta, and he started like teaching this class that was a bunch of musicians and stuff like that. And they would make full-length songs at the end of the show, and it was great show. Great show. Whenever you ever get a chance to just watch like 4 or 5
episodes. He's a good actor, bro. You remember that movie Idlewild?
Yes.
That was a great movie, bro.
He's just a talented person.
Yeah, man.
Like, if someone makes that good at music, they're probably talented in other fields because they have just that. It's just something in their brain that just flips, I feel like.
Yeah, like with Childish Gambino, man, dropping Atlanta.
You ain't got to tell me twice, dog.
Dude, it's just like so off-brow.
But you got things too. He off the cuff. I don't even know. I don't think that's the right word. But if you really think about it, he had this sketch comedy show on YouTube called Derek Comedy. So he was doing like comedy stuff way back in the day, and even too before he started rapping, he was writing for 30 Rock.
Yeah, he was on Community.
Yeah, and he was on Community.
My favorite fucking show.
Community's great, dude. Community's full. I ain't gonna lie. I stopped watching Community when he left.
Yeah.
That was the last episode that I watched the Community.
Man, I used to. That's a comfort show for me,
Bro, great show. It was funny as fuck. It was a great show, dude. Community was great, man. Yeah, but Childish is one of those artists that's just like anything that he does. That's my favorite like artist of all time. So like anything that he does, it's always gonna be fire.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things too. Is talking about rappers getting older. I remember he dropped Because of the Internet, and then he dropped Awaken My Love, and I was in my either junior or senior year of high school, and I heard it, and I was like, no, I fucking hate this. It took me about 2 years to really enjoy it. I like Redbone, and I think there's another song called California. Mm-hmm. But it took me about 2-3 years later to really sit down and digest it and be like, this is a good album, dude. Yeah, I just wanted him to rap.
Undeniably a great artist.
No, every time, bro. Every time, dude. He's great. Is there any other artists that you can think of that really influenced you, like, music-wise?
Yeah, used to listen to Nas a lot growing up.
I feel like everyone listens to Nas, bro. Nas is just one of them ones, bro.
Nas
like,
Illmatic,
bro.
One of one.
I know everyone goes to Illmatic, but, like, it's just, if you want to look at a solid body of work, Illmatic. Illmatic every time. There's no skips on that shit, bro.
Yeah. He got this video of him performing, what is it? I think it's Get Down or like Made You Look. Mm-hmm. And Ludacris had a remix on it. Oh, and he came out to the stage, bro. If you find this video, if you can pull that up, that'd be fire. But he got this video of Ludacris was going crazy. And like that video is nuts, man. You gotta check it out.
Oh, I will. One of my favorite bars was like, he said, I influenced the people that influenced you. And I was like, bro, he's not wrong, because like he was doing this shit since, I think Illmatic came out in 96. And if you look at the year 96, that's probably one of the best years of hip-hop of all time.
That's the year I was born, man.
Bro, like that, like... bro, one of the best years of hip-hop, bro. Like, Illmatic is a great album. I think Biggie's first album came out that same year, too. But yeah, dude, it was great. So, on topic of musical influences, when you were growing up, what kind of music did you hear in the house and stuff like that?
Really kind of depended on the day.
Yeah.
You know, Sundays.
Yeah.
You listen to R&B, you know, you're about to clean.
Yeah.
But my mom used to always listen to, like you was talking about, Al Green.
Yeah.
She used to love Prince, bro.
Our parents, bro, we had to be there for that, honestly. Because, like, the Prince and Michael Jackson debate, I ask my parents all the time, they're like, yeah, we like Prince more. But, like, that debate of this, like, and they didn't fuck with each other. So I think that made the music even better.
Can you imagine that beef back in the day? Prince, Michael Jackson, top artists in the fucking world, right? And they both like kind of weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine them beefing, bro. That's just crazy to think about.
It's like, I know how the Kendrick and Drake beef was big for us, but like, that was an ongoing feud. And I remember there was, you ever seen the video? I think it was James Brown that was singing on stage. And he brought Michael Jackson up, and then Michael Jackson brought Prince up, and then Prince fell on something because Michael Jackson kind of set him up. I was like, bro, Michael's kind of like deviant.
That Joe Jackson came out.
Bro, like real shit, dog. Like Michael was. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but like he's a little devious too, dog. Like he was human.
Nah, man, he was fucked up. He was a fucked up individual, bro. Not gonna lie. Look at how he was raised, just shoved into stardom.
Bro, yeah, like
beat into success. Bro.
No, like oh my fuck.
It's just, bro. It's so fucked up thinking about what he had to go through from adolescence to adulthood, bro. Yeah. Especially like you hear about kid stars always.
They never pan out.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to think of like, there's a couple that pan out, but like I think of like Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, and stuff like that. Like
Disney Channel, bro. Disney Channel had it bad.
But like, you know what their formula was, right? They would get a female, they make her an actor, they try to make her a singer. Mm-hmm. Like Demi Lovato was doing heroin on Sunny with a Chance. She was always smiling. She was off the dope.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, bro. But like. They don't care because it's money. They want money.
They went in the form of life in Hollywood.
Yeah, but like you gotta think about it too. Like the parents were probably vicariously living through their kids.
Yeah, bro.
So they also want like they're like, all right, cool, we got to get this through our kids somehow. But even then, like I look at Michael Jackson, is that what he really wanted? Because you know, like for us, I feel like we're at least following what we want to do.
Dude, he never had a chance to be an actual kid.
No, that's why he had Neverland Ranch.
Yeah, when he grew up, bro, all he wanted to do was just be a kid.
Yeah.
He had that part of him missing. He had to find that once he grew up.
Exactly. Because dude. Yeah. I'll be looking at stuff like I got my curriculum. I still got my own Game Boy Advance and stuff like that. I got like some small stuff that reminds me of my childhood. But like at least I was able to be a kid. bro, I couldn't imagine, like, for one, you don't even know if that's what you really want to do. You're just good at it.
Yeah.
But then your dad's like, do this, and he's going to beat the fuck out of you if you don't make it.
Yeah, bro.
That's-
Even if you love it, bro, having that forced on you
No,
grows resentment. When you start
Nah.
hating it, you don't even want to do that shit after a while.
But he was really good at that shit, still, dog. Like,
Yeah.
he was, like, Thriller, I think Thriller only has 9 songs on it. One of the best albums of all time. Sequence-wise,
Probably, you can make the argument that it is.
Bro,
the best album.
when Human Nature comes on, like, just his vocal inflection and how he's able to hit the notes.
Why?
Bro, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I wish I could sing that good, dude. Like, I be using auto-tune like a motherfucker. But, like, yeah.
I like
dude.
how, and remember the time when he was just like
Oh, bro.
scatting?
That video, that video with Magic Johnson and shit, bro, great video. He was literally flirting with the Pharaoh's wife. Nigga, you wild, bro.
Yeah.
And my music and Magic Johnson's like, yeah, I like this guy. He's doing really good. But yeah, dude, Mike was
got Magic Johnson's approval.
Oh my god, why you
I'm
banging on this
serious,
bitch,
man.
bro? It's so crazy, dude. So you said a lot of R&B growing up in the house and stuff like that. Any rapper was around when you were growing up?
What do you mean?
Like were you listening like any rap music going on in the house? Or was it just like
Yeah,
mostly
man.
R&B?
My brother used to put me on a lot of stuff. That's where a lot of my inspiration came from.
Nice,
just listening to his music.
Mhm.
DMX.
Rest in peace.
He put me on the Nas. He put me on to Jay-Z for sure.
Yeah.
Jay-Z. Jesus Christ, his body of work is impeccable, man.
And I wish he dropped another album because 444 is probably my favorite project by him next to the Blueprint. But I also like when the artists they get old. Like we talking about earlier, they get older.
Exactly. Jay-Z exemplifies that to perfection, bro. Look at what he's talking about now, like growing wealth, building businesses.
I love the song 444 on the album because it's just a complete like I fucked up. And he said like what do I look like to my kids if I'm doing this shit?
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
it takes a real man to be
Exactly.
like, bro. First off, he cheated on Beyonce, with a bitch that did not even look half as good as her. But he was also to be able to be like, I fucked up, and he made it into a great song. And that album really shows like growth. Same thing with like Kendrick with Mr. Morale, the Big Steppers. It's that I grew up. I need to change who I am.
Yeah, man.
That's what I think Drake's missing in his catalog. If Drake has that, I'm a dad now.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of
But
sense.
like, because like realistically, we're thinking about like classic. I'm not trying to shit on Drake, but we're really thinking about classic albums from Drake. If we really want to talk about his last classic album, it probably I don't think you can. Was it if you're reading this too late? Was before Views, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I personally don't like Views, but people say Views is a classic album, so we can say that's
I
the
think
last
so,
classic
too.
album, right?
But-
that was like 2016, 2017.
With me, like what I think about Drake's classic, I think of what's the one when he's a kid?
Take Care. Nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same. That one, Take Care, is also a classic.
He had a run, like, bro, because like you really think about it. So Far Gone, that project classic, and then Thank Me Later.
Yeah.
You can
It
argue that
still
one.
slaps.
It slaps,
You know what
it
I mean?
slaps, but it's not to the degree of Take Care.
When you put
Nothing
that
the Same.
in comparison to all those other albums,
No.
you know what I mean? But it's still like a lot, way better than a lot of other stuff that's being put out by other
Yeah,
people.
bro. That's what I would say too. Like if someone put out Scorpion, that's a classic album. Same thing like Kanye. If someone put out Donda, classic album.
Yeah, but Drake raised the bar for himself so much. Like that goalpost is like
Yeah,
moving.
yeah.
Stay at the top, you got to keep pushing.
Yeah, but the thing about it too, there's always someone that wants your spot. So that's but he's been able to hold his spot since God knows how, 08,
Yeah, bro.
06.
And he's been getting so much hate from the jump, bro.
Because you gotta think about it, like, bro, like he was rapping and singing and talking about his feelings. Like
Yeah.
Marvin's Room, I don't think there's any other rapper that was making a Marvin's Room at that time. Like literally crying, well not crying on the song, but like he's literally like, yo, come back to me. Like I can do better than that guy right there. And I'm in 7th grade, like listening to shit like, yeah, I feel that, man. Like that's bad. Like, but Drake was actually able to, like you said earlier, he's able to be vulnerable, and I think that's why we fell in love with Drake. He was able to be vulnerable. He was actually saying some real shit, and now it's like I can't really relate to it. And even then, like,
Yeah, it's
he's going through the same girl issue that he was going through when he was in his 20s.
like, bro, you ain't had no character development.
Exactly, and that's why I think I think personally, if he was able to make an album where he talks about how he had to get thrown into fatherhood in front of everybody, That's a different type of mindset.
Dude.
Like, really think about it. He was
Crazy concept.
like, I'm a father now. I have to come back from this beef where I got called a pedophile, and I'm not a pedophile. I've been at the top of the rap game. I've gave you. Remember for a second, if you had a Drake feature, your song was number one. Remember My Way by Fetty Wap? Mm-hmm. That song was cool, but when Drake jumped in the remix, crazy. It was JB Block Boy. That song would have been nothing without Drake. Drake had a run for about 8-10 years where, like, anytime he jumped on a song as a feature, it was going number one on the billboards.
Yeah, man.
So, like,
Drake put a lot of people. I think he put Kendrick on too.
High key. Kendrick went on tour with him for the first time, and even then, the first time I heard Kendrick was Buried Alive. That little interlude he had. That was the first time I heard Kendrick, and I was like, "Who's this guy?" Then I looked him up, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's fired." But if Drake was able to make an album like that, I think, like, not even saying like a Take Care 2 or Nothing Was the Same 2, but just that essence of just being vulnerable and being like, I'm a human, y'all. I'm not talking about how much I'm flexing. But what I think really happened was that after you dropped If You're Reading This, You're Too Late, and he had all them hard-ass raps, he was like, all right, I can do this shit right now, and people won't like that shit. That's why, like, Scorpion's okay, but those raps were so, like, at your neck. He was talking so much shit, and, like, he stayed in that lane since then.
Bro, Mob Time's my album. It's my favorite song on the album, bro.
It's a great song.
Spitting in the beats, crazy.
Yeah, no, Drake
is so versatile and so multifaceted. That's why it's just hard to compete with him, you know?
Exactly.
Like, everybody loves Kendrick. Everybody loves Drake. Drake can do a lot more musically than Kendrick, but Kendrick's music has more.
It hits more.
You know what I mean?
And he's able to make a mystery around the big steppers. He can make it GNX. He can make it Damn. He can literally rap about emotions or feelings and then make it into a whole project.
Yeah,
and the thing that I think Kendrick has over him too is that he's able to conceptualize these albums. Like,
oh yes, bro. I saw this one thing where, like, you could categorize every one of his EPs into, like, a form of art, like a book, a screenplay, poem. And that shit is fucking true, bro.
Yeah, no, Kendrick is one of the ones that, like, we've had this conversation, I feel like, before, but, like, back in, I think it was 2014 to 2015, from December, January, February, March, we got 2014 Forest Hill Drive, we got To Pimp a Butterfly, and we got If You're Reading This, You're Too Late.
Can I ask you something? What do you think about J. Cole dropping out of that beef?
What we talked about before, I think that if he I think all J. Cole had to do was just put out, I think 7 Minute Drill was a mistake, personally. If I was him, and he can do whatever he wants because he's his own artist, all he had to do was to be like, listen, y'all, I'm not in this. This is between y'all. But Kendrick, if you want the smoke, we can get it. We homies. But let me do my thing. I have Dream Fest going on. I got my own shit. Don't come over here and fuck with me. But him calling his albums boring and shit like that and then retracting it, me personally as an artist, I talk spicy in my raps, right? If a nigga want to press me about my raps and the music, I'm going to battle him. I'm not going to back down because I've been talking spicy for X amount of years. So I'm going to pull up to the beef. But I think if you just like, hey, this is not my battle between y'all because this has been brewing since Control Verse.
Yeah.
If you were just like, hey, I'm not in this with y'all, don't come over here and fuck with me because I will fuck you up. That's all you have to do. And then drop out that shit. 7 Minute Drill wasn't it, and then he came back reporting and telling me,
did he delete that too?
Yeah, he deleted it off the same project called I Might Delete Later, which I was like, dude, you should have done that.
Followed through on that one.
No, fact. That's what
I think, bro, I don't even think that song he did with Drake was initially meant to be a diss.
No, it wasn't. But but Kendrick, you know how Kendrick is. Kendrick was waiting for any shot to go at Drake, and that was a perfect opportunity for him to. So Cole was digging up everybody, and Cole's the guy he doesn't want to see the homies fight. Yeah. So he's like, hey, we're all goats, but Kendrick's like, no, I'm the best right now, and he kind of proved that with his beef, and then he dropped GNX. So like, and then he had the Super Bowl performance.
It's crazy, bro.
Like, dog, like a West Coast sounding album for Kendrick, insane, fucking insane.
I know people that don't even like West Coast type beats, bro. Man,
bro, that shit was slapping.
I fucking love it, man.
That shit was slapping. GNX is, bro, Peekaboo. Oh my fucking gosh, bro. Like, and it also too, like the way that Kendrick, he uses his voice as an instrument better than Cole or Drake. Because like, yes, he can't make a Marvin's Room, but he can also make Loyalty though, and like kind of sing and be in that weird category of singing and it sounds good.
That song Luther he got.
Oh my,
with SZA,
bro. Crazy as fuck. I've never heard Cole do something like that. I think he could, but this kid, they're all great in their own sense. And then like I've been having this like this debate in my head about like the greatest of all time. I don't think of all time there's one. I think generations have their own goats. The same thing with basketball.
True.
And you got to be able to appreciate in the moment.
True. Who do you think the GOAT is of basketball?
Right now, at least, it's LeBron. Before that, it was Kobe. My all time is Kobe. Because I remember watching him lose to the Celtics in '08, then go back to the finals, beat the Magic, and then take the Celtics on in '10, go to a 7-game series. Granted, he didn't play great in Game 7, but some of the games, 3, 4, and 5, great. And this was back when the format of the finals was 2 games at home, then you got to go 3 away, and then 2 back at the crib. And the Celtics took Game 2. So it's like, bro, like, you have to go into Boston and now win 2 games. Yeah. At least 2 games. And they didn't. But, yeah, that Kobe's my good, honestly. What about you?
I say Bron.
Bron?
Yeah. Just love Bron, man. Like, his longevity is...
It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
Same thing with Drake, longevity. Like, I was watching something the other day. LeBron's about to average a 24-8 season again.
Yeah.
At the age of 40.
Insane,
like,
bro.
When Vince Carter was 40, bro, he was hobbling, bro. LeBron still looks like he can ball any night.
Bro takes such good care of his body.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. LeBron is one of one, dude. And for the longest time, I didn't like LeBron because I remember I moved to Ohio the same year that he left Cleveland, and then we went to a Golden Corral the next day, and this dude had a LeBron James jersey on.
Golden Corral, underrated, man.
It's not good anymore, dude.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been there.
It don't hit anymore. I'm sorry, it don't hit anymore, dude. That shit used to hit.
No, they had biscuits and gravy for the first time a couple years ago from Bob Evans.
How was it? Bob Evans is disgusting. Disgusting. I hate
Shit
Bob
was
Evans.
fire.
I hate that Bob Evans. It's disgusting.
They got some pretty good biscuits and gravy.
I like
breakfast
better. Have you seen the Bob Evans farm up in Ohio?
They got no.
You got to go up towards Zanesville. Another funny story about Zanesville. You remember when they had all the animals outbreaks and shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's in the same area damn near of Zanesville, but they have a Bob Evans farm. But yeah, I've never liked Bob Evans. I'm always a big Cracker Barrel guy, even though it's not for my demographic. But Cracker Barrel slaps every
Cracker
time.
Barrel is great, man.
So good. That's like
I wish they fucked with us.
they can do this to people inside the fuck with us, like the people that go there to eat.
Yeah, they got rocking chairs outside.
Bro,
This place is like...
Bro, old as fuck. I remember there's one in Kentucky. It's in Alexandria. Every time I walk by the windows, it's just like stairs. I'm like, I'm just scared to eat some.
Yeah, bro.
My bad.
It's like, am I the first one y'all ever seen?
It sometimes would be like that.
Touch me, make sure I'm real. Like,
bro, that's why I want to go to China to see if they actually be doing that shit. They be trying to rub your skin and make sure.
oh, look, amiga.
Oh my gosh.
That sound African.
Pictures with you and stuff.
Yeah, I've never seen one of them before. It's always, I ain't gonna lie, it's always funny when like a baby stares at me in public, like especially like a white baby. I'm like, they probably haven't seen black people before. Just like, it's like this up close before.
Exclusive household.
I didn't know they made it in this color, like type shit.
Yeah, man. I remember I heard y'all talking about what was it? Like white people seeing black people for the first time and seeing big booties.
Oh yeah. Oh, so we talking about like people that were on ships and shit like that.
Yeah, it was
like Magellan and all that, bro. Like imagine you were
Trevor,
in like,
come look at this,
bro. What is that? Like imagine you were in the UK, you were around the Brits all the time, and then you go to Africa or you go to Colombia, and you see a Latina. Listen, I love Latinas. Every time I see a Latina, I get excited. Now imagine you've only seen just like pale skinned white chicks your whole life. Then you go to Colombia and they got some fire ass food too. And then they sound like tripping. I'm tripping, dog.
Latin accent.
Bro, they don't even speak English, dog. You gotta figure out that shit.
No, like when they come here and learn English and they get still out that thick
accent.
accent.
Yeah, bro.
Make me melt like hot ice cream.
Every time, bro. Something about Latinos, bro. They're so fine. You know, crazy thing about it. Oh my god, I would learn Spanish so quick for a Spanish chick, bro.
Dude, I've been learning Spanish. It's pretty nice.
Really?
Bro. Yeah.
Spanish is Spanish is a lot easier than English when you really break it down.
It is. It's still difficult because you got to get like your English mind is just hard to comprehend. Like how
and you got to flip different words and shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's difficult, but it pays dividends for you, bro.
You know, it's a good, but it's also I feel like it's good to know different languages too, because like you never know when you're gonna need that shit.
Yeah,
like,
and they also say like if you think in a different language, it can change your whole perspective about what you're thinking about.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know at my job I got some Spanish people that work there, so I've been trying to get better with my Spanish. But it's funny though, cause like I love talking to a Spanish person that just learns English. They're the funniest motherfuckers, dude. I have this dude named Jason at my job, bro. He's a fucking comedian, bro. Mm-hmm. And me, like, his English isn't the best, but like he'll crack a joke to me, and I'm like, bro, you didn't understand what I was talking about. That
they be teasing from ear to ear the whole time.
Bro, yeah, bro. They be so funny, bro. Now the Spanish culture is really dope, bro. Like, yeah, Latinos are awesome, bro.
Yeah, but, bro.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking awesome. How we go from basketball to Latinos? Hey, that's our podcast be, bro.
Shout out Jose Calderon, bro.
Facts. Oh my goodness. All right, so back into music shit. So when you began making music to now, what are some things that you found out about yourself that you didn't know before?
I used to suck at melodies, man.
Really?
I used to not even try, bro.
Yeah.
I used to suck at hooks. Now I feel like I'm really great at making hooks. My song structure sucked. Now I'm really good at that. Yeah, it's just like understanding your limitations and like working that out. And focusing on getting better on certain aspects. Work.
I was talking to Doug about this too. Music is one of the things I don't feel like you can ever perfect. You're always going to get better because, especially if you're talking from your experience, right? You only stop evolving once you die. So once, if you keep making music as you get older, you're going to keep evolving as a person. Your perspective's going to change. You're going to learn new things. Then you put that into the music. And better yet, like you said, with melodies and shit like that, right? Your melodies get better. Your hooks get better. Your songwriting gets better. You figure out how to sequence songs better on a project and stuff like that.
It came from trial and error, too.
Exactly.
That's the best way to learn, bro.
Exactly. And that's why I feel a lot of people struggle. Like, they don't put out music. And they're like, all right, well, you're never really going to grow if you don't put out music and you don't really learn from that shit. It's cool to have 50 songs in the vault, but, like, if you really want to go after this music shit, you got to put it out.
You got to put it out. You never know who it might hit. Might hit the right person at the right time.
That's why, like you said earlier, you have to be in the right place, the right moment for you to understand a certain lyric that hits you.
It's just so crazy to think about, like, how shit just hits you in the perfect moment, bro. All these scenarios got to culminate into one perfect moment.
Let me throw an even crazier idea to you, right? So, you know how you can just have a song idea in your head? So, like I said, I told this dog on the last podcast too. You have this idea in your head that no one else hears, right? But then you sit down, you put it through a computer, then it goes through the computer to the speakers and then back out to you, and then it comes out even better than what you could expect. It's like magic, bro. Like, I imagine being like a wizard or some shit, and like you say a spell and the shit just pops up. Same thing with music. Like, it's in your head, and then all of a sudden it's there out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, music is one of those things you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, man. I like letting songs breathe for a while after I make them.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you make a song, you got this idea of what it should sound like. It doesn't necessarily come out that way.
Nope.
And you be like, bro, this shit trash. And then like you let it breathe for a minute. You come back to it, I was like, bro, why the fuck was I even tripping, bro? This shit's gas.
Yeah, bro, I get ear fatigue when I'm mixing a lot of songs. So like, if it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, this does not sound good. Let me go to bed, wake back up. You're like, bro, I was tripping last night. That shit actually hits right now. So
if I ever have like a nagging trouble about mixing something or like writing something, sleep on it, bro. You're probably just overthinking it at the end of the day.
Every time.
Come back to it with a fresh mind, go for a walk or some shit, take 30 minutes.
Music doesn't have to be difficult. It really does. I feel like us as artists, we make it more difficult than it needs to be because I feel like
we put too much pressure on ourselves, bro.
Exactly, but that's when you lose the fun. I was talking to Doug about this too. Like when you start first making music, it's just that freedom of not knowing what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
so you're just making whatever. But then the older that you get, you realize there's a lot more that goes into it. So you kind of start overthinking it. But it's also, you got to find the fun of the process.
Yeah.
You got to fall in love with the process. If you don't love the process, you're not going to really like it. Like, my favorite thing is making a beat, and then, like, I put it together, I'm like, oh, shit, this sounds great, dude. This is actually fucking fire right here. Or, like, I make a song, like, dude, this is actually turned out a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. But, yeah, music is just one of the things that's, like, one, it translates time, and it's two, like, it can hit people on so many different levels. And, like, the music I'm making now, I know 30 years from now, kids going to hear it and be like, oh, he was going through that shit. Even though I might be 50 and that kid's like might be 16 to 25 or whatever.
Like when I first started listening to Nas, bro, I'm thinking that if I ruled the world,
bro, oh my god,
that came out 10 years before I heard it, bro, and it still hit me. You know what I mean? So like having music like that, I feel like is the peak of creativity, bro.
Exactly. Yeah,
looking at a piece of art on a wall, and it was made in the 1400s.
Dog, yeah, and it still hits. Like I got an art piece at home. It's called Luncheon of the Go Party. And I walked into this thrift store and I saw this sitting up. And I was like, it hit. And there's not a lot of art pieces I see and it hits all of a sudden. I feel some type of way about it. I was like, bro, this shit was made in the 1700s. Mm-hmm. But like, you can see how much fun they were having in the picture, and it actually does look like a boat party. Like, that shit hits for some reason. Like, arts is one of those things.
Yeah. I think it's funny, like, when people, like, photographers for nude art. It's so funny to think about.
No,
like, you can't have them put on a bra or something, a horny ass.
That was a thing for a second, bro. Niggas would be.
It's just like looking at the human body. I get it. Like, conceptually, I get it. It's just funny to think about.
Some niggas be horny, other ones aren't, but like, I personally couldn't do it. I couldn't. Oh my god.
Like, it'd be people out in the snow. Bro, like,
nigga, why? Just put your titties up. It's cold in here. It's 2 degrees out here.
Better weather out here, man.
No, like, but like, also as the photographer, you got some balls to hit up a chick. Be like, all right, I need you to pose naked.
You gotta have an established body of work first. You can't be some nigga off the street. Like, hear me out.
Listen. But there be niggas that be doing that and they be getting away with it because girls are like, all right, I need my 2 seconds.
Right.
You know what? It's even crazier. Like, niggas that be.
Imagine getting finessed. The photographers just run off.
I'm gonna send you next week. Never hear from me again, bro. Like what?
That's like visual rape at that point, bro.
Dead ass, bro. That dead ass is,
crazy,
bro. Like,
man.
but honestly, I don't know. I'm a dude, so like, I don't think chicks are too worried about that. Like, especially like tits. Like, you know how we love tits as dudes. Like, girls don't look at tits like that. We fucking love tits, so it's like, you know.
Bro, you ever realize, like, men get dressed from the bottom up, women get dressed from the top down? Like, they always put on their shirt first.
I never thought about that till you said that just now.
When's the last, bro, you ever got out the shower, what's the first thing you putting on?
Put my drawers on, and my pants, and my socks.
Ladies in the comments, bro, if you can chime in on this, what's the first article of clothing you put on? I guarantee it's gonna be 98% shirt.
John, they gonna say no because they don't.
If a nigga's putting on his socks first, evil, bro.
You, bro.
They want to put on a hat,
bro. Dog, that's nigga, bro. You put on a hat, you put ass naked. You
Where
a
you
nasty
going,
nigga,
bro?
You a nasty nigga if you put on a hat first. You naked, bro. How you look yourself in the mirror with a hat on your butt ass naked? You a nasty nigga, bro.
Hey.
Bro, you a nasty nigga, bro. I feel like the girls are gonna disagree just so you're not right, but I agree with you though, dog. You a nasty
I
bro.
got faith in them, man.
But like, I've never had a hat on. Just, I mean, unless I'm fucking, but like, I've never just. All right,
that's like the last thing to come off.
Dog, yeah. Honestly,
Hey, bro?
Yeah.
I don't get, like, sometimes you see a porno, you see the nigga with Timberlands on.
no, why do you go black dudes like, it's only black dudes. It's only black, and he got the 2 socks and the Tim's on.
They ain't even tied up, bro.
No.
So he took them off and put them back on, bro.
Nigga, how you fucking in Tim's, bro? Fucking the shit out of a bitch with Tim's on is crazy.
Some grip, bro.
I don't, bro.
Getting some traction.
I don't understand the shit, bro. I really don't. Bro.
That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious.
That is literally the, like, that was like,
tearing up, man.
bro, God. It's only black dudes, too.
Yeah.
Only black dudes.
It'll be like a culture shock, you see.
You know what's fucked up?
Can't even say it, bro. White dude in a porno, butt ass naked.
Tim's.
Balls deep in somebody.
Tim's
got on Timberlands. Nigga wearing thong flip flops.
Got the perfect socks on.
Crocs, man.
The sports mode. Oh my god, bro. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why did we do it, bro? Yeah. Whose idea was
How did
that?
we get on this topic?
I just want to know the first one. I want to know the first porn director. All right, now Daquan, you're gonna fuck her, but you're gonna keep your Timbs on and your tube socks and nothing else. And the black dude was like, yeah, all right, bro.
Y'all were talking about how that got dressed, how men got dressed first. He said, "Where did comic come?"
You know when they used to have that like bass guitar in a porno sounding like Jerry Seinfeld scenes.
Porn has come a long way. Oh my gosh, bro. Nick, bro, you know what was really weird? I think the weirdest thing is when a nigga's filming porn and he's talking behind the camera. I think that's just the weirdest shit to me. Cause like, shut the fuck up, you fucking weirdo.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, go fuck her harder, man.
Bro, how much do the cameraman get paid to be that close at the money shot? Cause like,
too much, too close.
Yeah.
Not enough. That's too. First off, the smell. I just couldn't be around this shit because like you know how we got the setup now, but like imagine the porn stuff. It's even more extravagant, and then you got to film that shit. I just couldn't, bro. I just feel too weird, bro. And then like they have normal conversations in between scenes. It's like all right, but yeah, dude. It's shout out to porn stars. You guys make the world go around.
Yeah, man.
Dear
Helped
God.
a lot of early development for probably hindered a lot of.
Oh no, it's fuck, dude. I feel because like, bro, imagine like, I remember I was coming up, porn was cool, you know, but like now it's like, bro, there's so much shit. Like I feel bad for kids now because like that's gonna fuck up the whole perception of what women look like. Because I fuck some bitches, maybe one of them look like a porn star, the other ones do not look like porn stars.
Dude, so when I was a kid, we had this computer in the living or in the dining room in my crib. And we had a printer. You know those old school dial-up internet?
Yes.
Take forever to load up shit.
Yeah.
So like my mom was like she was taking a nap, and like I'm doing kids dude. And I started off playing the game online, and I was like, oh, that girl from Disney Channel was kind of fine. And like I'm just searching online, and I just found like adult women. And I was like,
That we all so funny, bro. That's the worst part.
and so
So
like caught me completely off guard. I was like, I gotta keep this.
I gotta keep this.
Printing it out, and it's taking forever
Oh,
for this
no.
picture to come out,
Oh,
and it's
no.
just like I start to see her face come up out the printer, and it just stops. It stops, bro. And so I'm just freaking the fuck out, bro. I was damn near. I just ripped the paper off, and it's just like her head and neck, right? And I throw it away, thinking that solved it. No. So like,
Search history.
and later on, like my mom printed out something else,
Oh no!
and that was the first thing that came out, bro. And
The bottom half came out.
bro, it's just a ripped off picture of titties, bro.
Oh no!
Hell, bro.
Oh my god.
I got in so much trouble.
I was gonna
bro.
ask what much probably.
I think my mom was just more so confused than anything.
No, me too. Like I'm pretty sure I put on my taxes or something, and it's titties.
Like I ended up getting in trouble. I hope my brother didn't get talked to about it. I never talked to him about it at all because he was like 9 years older than me. So, and I'm like, I think I was like 10.
Oh shit!
I can't remember how old I was though. But yeah, that shit was crazy.
Holy
bro.
shit, dude! Yeah, the internet is one, bro. The internet. We've been able to see the internet grow from like us being kids. Like we had, like I like that we've had the internet the whole time. Like kids now, like they've always like they've had it being this good, but like we had it with like desktops and dial-up, and it was super slow. And then like if someone called the house, it might fuck up the internet real quick or some shit like that. But like, yeah, dude, the internet is when I have kids, dude, it's gonna. I know when I have boys, I'm gonna be like, all right, dude, like I can't stop.
And as
y'all.
kids, we think we slick.
No, our parents have gone through what we've gone through 3 or 4 times. Yeah, we think we getting away with it.
Yeah.
Nah.
You remember coming home after getting your report card? It ain't look as good as you wanted it to do. And so, like, you just searching through your bag after you threw that shit away. You just looking, picking up the same notebook, putting it back in there.
Now my dad be
You
going
think they don't know, bro? They fucking knew, bro.
because it's the same shit you did.
If you got away with it, your parent was probably like,
Whatever.
look at that commitment. I gotta reward that commitment somehow.
And yeah, that's why I have kids. Like, if they do some slick shit, I'm gonna get on them, but like, good shit. You know, I don't do it again, but like, that was slick, bro.
So,
Man, the internet, dude. Internet. Oh my gosh. All right, well, I don't think I got any more music questions, dog. Where can so you said you have new music on the way. Where can everyone find you?
find me on Spotify, John Carlos $ is a S. Follow my Instagram, John Carlos 513, and find me on every streaming platform for real. Trying to push out more content, more bodies of work for y'all to fuck with. So really excited for the future, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. This has been another Ill Conversation with John Carlos. My name is Chris Taylor. As always, John, appreciate you pulling up, dude.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Pleasure.
sir. We'll catch y'all.
Come without fried, ducked all the heat, still ended up burning. My heart beside myself, but a nigga ain't running. I'm ready for war, ready to ride, ready to slide.